Okay, so the daily reject 50% already. You know, daily rejection is very strong, ma, correct, ma? Remember I told you. Once daily FIB reject on 50% is very strong. So you go down to 1 hour. You want a cheaper entry because you can't be like, if you go to daily again, you want to enter off, let's say this was the rejection, okay, for example, 1937.5. You want to enter this, then your stop loss, you want to be like what? 170 pips, cannot be, correct or not? Yeah, yeah. So you go down to 1 hour, you cancel off the FIB lah. So he rejected already. You let him cross through first. Cross through means like breakout lah from here lah. Okay. So basically, let's say I draw on this 1 hour lah, one where he reject the 50% of that daily, right? Correct. So now you got your 50, yeah, no, you got your new demand that reject on the daily 50%, right? This candle was the one that reject on the daily 50%. So he came down, he retake this entry, this new usually they will do like that one. He will come back down for this candle 50% or double bottom like that lah. Okay. So basically once you mark up that already, you aim for 50%, correct? Your entry is around 1939 lah, for example. So you go to 5 minute. When that thing happen, you see he start rejecting already on the 50%. Right? Sorry. No, I wasn't speaking. So basically, I was cancelling something. So okay, so basically he rejected on the 50% already. Let's say the first one, this one lah. So you mark up. Never. So what you can do is then you see he went through up already, right? Either you can let him blast through the highs over here and then you take at a 0%, then your stop loss below 100%, or you could usually just enter off 50%. Once he make the low, he reject like that, right? He go up, you put your buy limit somewhere like that lah. Then your stop loss below 100%. Let's say 100 is 38.77 lah, correct? You put below by extra like 5 pips or something lah, 4 to 6 pips lah. So 38.77, you do around like 38.2 lah. 227 or whatever lah. Then you want to aim for like, okay, so this was the supply that wasn't taken before lah. You see, this low of supply. So what you want to do is you TP before the 0% or 50% lah, up to you lah. Don't always TP exactly on the line because sometimes they give a gap. You see, if you let's say you TP here, the first one you have gotten TP already. Then suddenly he went down like that, then you panic again because never hit your TP because you won on this line. But then the next went up, he actually hit lah. So if before 50%, you also can hit lah. Or usually let's say you TP is 4.9, right? You always TP earlier by 7 to 12 pips earlier lah. So yeah, if I TP 7 pips earlier, the TP was 4.9. Okay, 30 lah. So basically like that lah. So you see, when you from daily, right, you got 170 pips SL to the what you call that? 30 pips, right? For 1 hour, and then down to 5 minute where you got only 40 to 38, where you got only what 20 pips stop loss lah. And then your TP is like 80 pips. I mean, this is 1 to 4 lah. Sometimes you can catch bigger one lah. You know what I mean? Mm. Yeah. Okay. So basically, same thing lah. You can do it on a lower time frame just by either scalping or whatever lah, or day trade lah. Usually no need to swing one lah, cause you need capital. You don't bother swing. Okay. So basically, you got your supply. He never came up back. Definitely one day will came up back and take all these again lah. So you got your lows here, right? Then you check all these lows it's like a point of interest because you see that they keep rejecting on this point here as a failed demand to try and go uptrend, correct? But he reject. Remember I told you this kind of candle, the consolidation one. the up and down. Suddenly a downtrend and suddenly got one up and down like doji candle like that. Yeah, so usually this kind of candle is like a point of interest. So you see how he actually get respected on his 50% and 0%, then went down lah. Okay, so this is how you catch a news volume also lah usually. So news came in, went down, broke through these lows over here, right? And then you see like you got reject as a failed demand before ma over here. This three lah, 1, 2, 3, reject as a failed demand on this X supply over here lah. So what I'll do, right? You can either get the highest or the lowest are up to you lah. It depends on your risk lah. So if I were to, let's say I draw my field on this one, right? Once it broke through, I set my sell limit. Same lah, 50% or 0% entry up to you lah. Which one you feel safer? But you need to allow spread lah. So like 3-5, you need to enter probably like 1-0 lah. Then your stop loss, as usual lah, above the 100% by a few pips lah. So let's say here is 8-0. I want maybe 5 pips. So 52.3 or something lah. 52.2 lah. Okay. Around like that lah. Then you can choose. Sorry. Huh? What thing? Yeah, this is the news volume lah. So basically, news came down, broke the lows. What you want to entry is you predict it's going to be a downtrend because this candle here already reject on daily. This one over here. Later I'll show you. So when you see a news came in and then it's a downtrend like that, he broke the lows over here. So you're gonna be expecting for sell lah. You're expecting for a re-entry lah on the 50% of these lows over here as a failed supply lah instead of the real supply here. You know what I mean? Then you want to TP at some places like those demand that never got taken or the next 1 hour zone lah. So basically the next 1 hour zone was, which is this one lah, the 50% where we mark out from the daily one, right? So because he confirmed coming back for this entry ma. So basically your ideal TP, you want to TP before that 0% or 50% lah. Oh yeah. Then you see your stop loss is only like 10 pips only, 9 pips to be exact lah. Then okay, so for 9 pips, if you are risking $2,000, meaning what? You can put 21 lot ma, and then you hit TP 51 to 41, that's 21,000. Yeah, so that's how you minimize your risk lah. Use dollar risk and you gain by you minimize your pips. Not pips. You count your pips according to how much you're willing to lose. Like if you're going to lose 2K, right? Then your stop loss is like 10 pips. You can put 20 lot, man. If your stop loss is like 50 pips, means you only can put like how much is 4 lot lah? Yeah. 4 lots. Okay, so basically for this entry, like this supply here, like why? So if you were to see on the daily, right? This was the one lah. So basically, right, 1957. So if you were to draw on all this low supply here, don't take the lowest one until like that lah. Try take the higher one a bit. Lowest one more risky, higher one safer lah. Much more safer lah. So maybe the third one was this one lah. Let's say I interested in this one more lah than all these lowest one. I choose to take the higher one lah. So as you can see, he came back up 50%. He rejected alright. So you see lah. So 1 hour rejected strongly, broke back down. You could have actually make a sell lah if you like, big stop loss lah. Not so big lah. This one only 20 pips. As you can see, this is only 20 pips, right? You can take also if you want lah. So 58.47, then you do like 58.9 lah. Then you TP before 0% of this lah, or the what you call that, the 50% before lah. So if you can't catch this entry, you miss it. 1 hour rejected already, right? Same daily nothing, then you look for 1 hour because the daily just rejected on this one only. So it's not easy for a daily to make a move so fast. Like he has to go up and reject some of these lows over here, which he actually did already lah. You see? So yeah, most likely it's going to be like some candles around here going to restart rejecting already, like as a failed demand, then come here tap, then go uptrend again, then reject on these lows or whatever lah, whatever is created lah, or probably reject on this POI over here lah. Yeah, yeah, most likely lah. So okay, basically we go back to the 1 hour. Wait ah. So far you understand how it works. Okay lah. So basically he reject on the 50%, right? When you're looking for a downtrend, like I said, if you're looking for a downtrend, what you usually want to do is, well, I mean, you can enter off the supply here itself, like like your support and resistance lah, the highs lah, your entry. But if you were to see, you got a one over here that took this one lah. Okay, but this candle have a lot of reason. Then you got all this consolidation part over here, right? But actually only respect the candle over here. But like why this 1985 entry over here? So if you were to look this candle over here where he took off the sell from here lah, and then if you were to use this candle, sorry, it's a sell again. So the first time he took 0%, if you were to see, it definitely will come back for 50% or 100%. That is a point of interest candle. When he reject on something, okay, because this candle rejected to this as a failed supply to go downtrend, correct? Yeah. So this candle created its own new supply lah. And then when he came up back, right, he only reject on the 0%. Yeah, so when he went down back, he took some orders and probably the 50% of these lows over here, you see? Tap, and he went up back for this 50%. So this kind of candle plays a big part lah. Yeah. That's why then I told you, you see only like if you were to sell over here, your stop loss only like 15 pips no. Or 20 lah. And then you TP before this POI zone lah. So before 50% lah. Let's say you see this one right over here, this consolidation candle. If I were to TP before 0%, I still make 1 to 8.5, or if I TP before 50%, I still make 1 to almost 10 lah. You see? Yeah. So okay. So basically, as I was saying, the 1956 over here, right? So basically, you mark up the lows, and he got rejected already. You saw. So what you do, right? You go to 5 minute, and yeah, over here lah. Okay, so over here, see reject. You draw your fib here. You broke through the 0%. He definitely come up for 50%. Now you got an even tighter stop loss and cheaper stop loss. So 5.7, you do 6.7 lah, like that lah, something like that. And then your TP say your TP is the 0% before this one, right? Yeah, because that was not taken as the 50% one never came back yet, ma. The one that reject on the daily haven't came back for the 50% of this candle. This candle reject 50% on daily, but he went up without rejecting a second candle on the 50% of this to show that it's going back uptrend lah. So once you see he reject on the 1 hour on top already, right? Then you, like I said lah, you go to the 5 minute. Once you broke through a 0%, set your sell limit on the 50%. He definitely will come back. So in this case, right, you got a 10 pip stop loss on it lah. And I don't know how much pips, 150 pips gain lah. If you hold for 50%, then a lot more lah. Yeah, to almost 200 lah, 180 like that lah, 170, 180. Not worth it lah. I usually TP before 0%. Yeah, so for this one, you already make 1 to 13 no. Like I said lah, if you 10 pip stop loss, you willing to lose 2k, you put 20 lot. and then he hit your TP, you make 26k mah. One, yeah lah, 1 to 13 lah. So you basically agak-agak know how to take the entry like that. Right? Yeah lah, because you need to go and try first lah. Yeah, so that, remember I told you, I said the strategy is very simple. Okay, because I don't want to go and teach you about. I've learned everything, like ICT, SMC, all this. Liquidity, all this kind of thing. Right? There's no point for you to learn all this where people, keep selling courses. They say you must learn all this, like bank pending order, like yeah, like bank pending order, all this kind of thing, whatever. Like, what's the point of you us lah, or you or me, like, because I went to learn before lah, to learn all these thing when you don't have like millions of dollars, because we cannot even move a single candle. It takes a few million lot size to move just one pip only. This method is not no. The concept I'm teaching you, right, is from ICT, but the strategy I break it down to my own simpler form, my own thing. You cannot find this on YouTube one, like fail supply and demand. They probably teach you a different thing one. Yeah, so you see the 1 hour candle here to here, reject 50%. You want a cheaper stop loss. Like I said, like you see sometimes they leave a gap lah. They supply and okay, this is supply, correct? And then this is demand, right? All these also supply, supply and demand, right? Highs and lows lah. So yeah, and then this kind of candle is called fail supply because it's a demand of the supply, like the demand of the lows of the supply over here lah. So by rejecting on the demand of the supply area, it's called a fail supply. Yeah, something like that lah. If you want to sell, but if you hit stop loss, then go for the real supply lor. If let's say this one also hit stop loss, right, then this one got reject the supply 50% before mah, then you take the lows of this supply lah, which is over here, because the top one already taken before. Then you hit stop loss for this one, then you take this one lor. This is most likely to get tapped mah, because the 0% never get tapped before, so all leave a gap. What you can see the lows of the supply lah. He just straight away plus downtrend only. So for example, like this one, very good example. See, this was never taken before, mah. Lows of the supply, the 50%, correct? Only took 0%. Sure, come out for 50%, correct? Now he reject already, and then he got his own lows over here, and then you draw over here. Once he broke through, he came out for 0%, and then yeah. Same thing like he broke through, then he reject another some shit over here lah, some demand over here. Because this one 5 minute is like scalping on it. So you get a new one over here where he reject on this consolidation zone lah, this candle here. And then for example, you see the same thing, he create his own new supply over here. You just take either the supply or the lows lah. In this case, you don't have a lows mah. If you want the low later, I'll show you. If let's say you go to 1 minute. So yeah, you got the low, right? Over here, this one. Yeah, 1 minute lah. Okay, so basically you entry 50% mah. Then stop loss 6.2, so 5 pip is 5, let's say 6.7, 6.2, maybe 5 yeah, something like that lah. 5 pip above lah. Then yeah, twice, sometimes can twice lah. 100% first, then 50%. Then you TP 50% or 0% before. This because this is 1 minute, so you cannot expect for like 1 to 100 that kind of ROI lah. Before 0% lah. The TP this one almost 1 to 3 lah, or 50% 1 to 3 lah. Yeah. So this is the 1 minute lah. So you get your so same thing 1 to 3. If your stop loss is like that, this is what 5 pips, and you 2,000 loss at 5 pips means you can put how much is that? 5 pips on it, 40 lot lah. Yeah. So 40 lot to make you get 12,000. Yeah, in just 30 minutes. Yeah. So like I said, if you know how to count your stop loss accordingly to your lot size, you can make a lot of money one. You just need to go from daily, you mark up. There's nothing on daily, then you wait for the daily zone to reach, which is like the ones over here or this one or this consolidation zone. You can see like you open when you open a chart, you can see one like this zone, these candles all rejecting over at the same zone over here, and then this was never taken. There's a lot of things you can see one lah. Then you can see over here when he create a demand, he went up, and then he came down back for the 50%, and then he went up again. He blushed through, but this was never taken lah to create a buy lah. Like basically, yeah, he just blushed through. He never came up like 50% or some shit like that. Then continue going up or reject on this 50% first. Then if there's some highs over here, he reject on the highs. Then blast through this one, then reject. The pattern is always the same one. Then you see like this demand, you got a supply, fail demand, supply, fail demand, and like that lah. This means uptrend lah. You never come back for the same like support, resistance, support, resistance. The market don't work like that one. So yeah. So that is how you actually see if I draw like that, then people were dreaming about trend line. You wait for the entry, you see your trend line just got tapped. I already know the price is over here that I want to enter already. Then you still at there, waiting for your trend line. Then same thing, like he blast through your trend line to hit that 50%. You don't know it because of the 50%, you think it's just tap the trend line. You understand or not? Yeah, so this method is much more safer lah to play with lah. So basically, if let's say you follow trend line, but this supply zone which is going to create a failed demand for uptrend before going up lah. So I set my buy limit on the what you call that 50% lah, and stop loss let's say below 100% lah. This daily just example only. But then you see if people do trend line like retail trader they do like trend line or what then stop loss below trend line. You see you cannot already what the setting wait you go to setting right, and I do wait, yeah I untick everything then I just leave. You can see lah 0.5 I on chain lah 0.5 1, then background all the way to nothing, so you can get a clear thing like that. If you put wait become like that, yeah, something like that on there. Meaning my feed yeah. So basically for buys is this way lah, the 100% will be below lah. Then for sell will be the opposite way lah, from bottom draw go up like that lah. Yeah. No lah, that's why I say you don't need to complicate yourself on this. That's why people watch YouTube too much. They keep hopping strategy by strategy, but for people like me, because I trade for like 5-6 years, I learn all this, ICT, SMC, waste a lot of money and waste a lot of time lah, and end up I break down to just structure only. But I still understand the ICT concept. Like I know when and why, and not every time I create, but I still roughly understand when and why lah. You know what I mean? And then yeah, so yeah, yeah. I mean it's almost always the same stuff one lah. Like you see this kind of zone he went up, then he went down, right? Correct. He made a doji candle over here. You must always remember this candle. because he rejected as a failed demand, correct? The demand is here, ma. This small candle you can see, right? Yeah, he rejected as a failed demand, and then was never take, and then here was never taken as a failed demand. So if you were to keep this candle for future reference, oops. If I would this I wanted to sell lah once it broke through. So yeah, he rejected first for a buy, and then he went down. He rejected on 50%, 0%, and you can see the all the what you call that future prices are all reject on the same candle for this one. Yeah, so if you were yeah lah, sometimes you need to see lah. But then like I said, uh if you cannot see that far, this one also can. It works either way because this one why he rejected as a failed supply on here instead of the real taking the real supplies over here, ma. Correct, ma? So this candle is likely to be rejected on the 50% because he only came for 0% and then he start going down. Then you know, and then you saw he reject the 50%. This probably rejected on some daily shit lah. Then he rejected as a 50% on the 1 hour. So you know this time he reject 50% on the daily candle that reject on the 50%. He's going for this 50% already. So if I were to see, yeah, so he rejected on the daily ma. But this one zero, this one not 50%. So remember I told you 0% reject on something on the 50%, definitely come back for the 50%. Remember or not? Hello? Yeah, okay, so he reject 50% at 0% on the daily, right? Now he came for the 50% ma. But why? Because you see, remember I told you this consolidation type of candle, you mark up 50% of this candle on the daily. The 1984 entry. You go to 1 hour, you find your point of interest zone, which is this one lah, the one I just now show you. This rejected as a failed supply one time only. So rejected, you wanted to enter a buy lah. So you're waiting for this entry to come back down to 50%. So basically, actually the first one you might have caught it already. When he blast up the 0%, he came down, you could have took this buy and TP before this zone lah, before the wick here lah. What you see this kind of wick usually plays a part in future prices also. Then yeah, I mean that's about pretty much the strategy is always the same one What? Sorry. Yeah, that's why because no point learning so much thing. I read so many thing. The end up the structure is always the same one. You don't believe you can see lah. Wait, I show you. You zoom out Okay, rejected on daily created a new supply You draw the whole supply lah. 50%. Wow, broke through 0%, came out 50%, took, went down. Now start to reject 0%. Obviously downtrend. 50% already is rejected. Now in the same fib, he started to reject on the 0% itself. Then you have your lows here, which was never taken. One day sure come back up here. Then basically, okay, you have all your lows here, but this one was taken because he leave a gap lah, basically. A small gap, but it's no gap lah, 0%. He never took 50%. So if you draw, you see the lows of your supply. Yeah, they still touch a zero. He went down. This one never took. But he took this one over here instead. But then you can see like the pattern always the same. Then you got your low over here, failed supply, came down, make a low, cross through, make a failed supply again over here, then went up, tap on the 0% of the real supply, which this real supply was actually reject the failed supply before, which is a interesting zone, point of interest zone, but never took 50%. He came down 50% on the 1 hour demand candle where he reject on the daily. He went back up for this 50%. The pattern is all the same. Then now broke through, came back up for these lows over here, make a failed supply, downtrend, reject on this 1 hour again. So probably will come back up. Like you see, he actually came back up for this one lah. This failed supply over here. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what candle he give you. You just need the zone on it. You can go to the 5 minute and minimize the stop loss later. So for example, if let's say, okay, you see lah, 2080 reject on 50% right here. Right, this candle very big, correct? Is a 50 pip stop loss candle lah. Okay. So for example, if you enter off, find it. You want to put above, that's like cannot 200 pip stop, 24 pip stop loss lah. Okay. So basically 1 hour you go M5 lah. You find that flip. Okay, just nice. Yeah. That's a 2080. Came back up, reject 50%. You got your low here, right? He rejected here, he broke through the 0%. Yeah, so you got your low here, broke through, enter off 0 or 50%. Then your stop loss over here, I mean, it's still big lah because it's just start of downtrend. But like I said, you could have entered off the 50%, but earlier a bit. But in this case, this candle is too huge lah. That's why. Yeah, still safer lah. This one is a lesser pip lah. Sorry. No, yeah, 2060. I took 2060. Yeah, something like that. So basically, he rejected on the 50%, you go to M5, you mark up this one. He rejected already. If you go to M1, your entry should be somewhere around here. The 50% of the M1 candle, the lows of some shit lah. Then your stop loss above this one also. You would probably get like a 10 plus pip stop loss on it. Then your TP is the same for 1 hour one. You reject 50% already of this whole supply. So probably want to take around 50% of this demand or 0%. Or predict a downtrend lor, whatever is not taken lah. So you can see the pattern is all the same one, right? Yeah, it's always the same. Don't need to complicate yourself lah. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so let's say if you were like I show one good example. If you were to draw, let's say trend line, we will draw this one to this one. Okay. So for example, like I told you, people who use trend line, they will sell here, right? Stop loss above the trend line, and TP on this lows lah. Right? That's what they do lah. Then they aim for 1 to 16, very shook. But me, I different. I don't use that trend line. I see this supply candle. I draw the whole shit. I took my entry 50%. And example, because this is not the price, this is just to show the marking on it. Above the 100% and TP, same thing, 50% of this or 0% of this. But I would have find a cheaper stop loss during the M5 when this was rejected. And I never got hit in the stop loss. But people who use trendline probably gonna hit already. Yeah. So I mean, this method is much more safer lah. And it's not 100% win rate, but sometimes you still lose. But you can actually minimize, know how to count your stop loss with your lot size, and you can actually make more lah. So for example, like you see him, you see the gold reject here 0%, Then he got a high over here. He created a 50% fill demand. He went up. You see, all the same pattern on. Then let's say you think he broke through here, he want to come back for these highs. You want looking for a buy, then he hit your stop loss. Never went high. So you see, sometimes you lose some trades, like you predicting an uptrend, continuous uptrend by rejecting this lah. But he didn't so he went down. Instead, he took 50% of this candle here. See, and then he went up. Same you see all the pattern all keep replaying. So you got two winning trade, one losing, then the third one you win again. It's like that lah. No, not worth it lah. I tell you, what 100 or let's say you sell $100 or 200 because my entry all very precise, my stop loss all tight on. Can win more than lose. But the thing is, $100 a month. Then let's say you don't get a lot of people because nowadays a lot of people selling advertising, all this kind of thing. Yeah, so it's not easy to get customer. And let's say you only get like 30 people. It's only like 3K a month for what? Then every day you need to mark up and send signal, waste my time lah. I make one trade also I make more than what I sell the signal already. See like just example I just buy I took 50% on this one I just buy stop loss below here. This is only 10 pips stop loss. I TP before this supply lah 0%. Which actually got through but I TP before lah. It's like 1 to 4.5 lah. Sorry. You want to take the low one also can lah. But the thing is, no, was never taken before. Yeah, and then you see, I mean, all this was like an empty zone lah. This rejected to this only ma as a fail, as a supply to supply. But then he himself was never taken before as a 50% or anything. And you can see, he came back for 50% and he reject first. Yeah. So that means stop loss. Let's say I'm willing to risk 6K, 60 loss then I 4.6 will count as 4.5 lah. So for around 40 pips, right? No, sorry, 1 to 4.5 I mean around 30K just one trade, then it's only like what 9 a.m. to 11, 2 hours 40 minutes. No, there's no point of selling signal every day. Need to jaga, need to type, need to reply DM, all this waste of time lah. I mean can lah, but no point lah. Can you go and you got the flip settings already? Can you try and practice? Then if you just screenshot the picture and then you mark up lah. First you go and change your chart color lah. Don't too messy lah. Do something like you remove all the colorful thing lah. Yeah. Then you let me know lah if there's anything wrong. You just mark up, you screenshot, then you send me. Then you type with the questions also lah. Then I'll let you know. Cause I won't go Beira already. Can. Where? That's what daily It's not that one is what? This one is what? Daily 1 hour. Okay. Something like that lah. I mean that's a demand lah. Mm-mm. If he come back down and reject on the 0 or 50% first, then you go to 5 minutes and wait lah. See whether he will retake the 50% of that rejected candle lah. Something like that lah. I mean, if your stop loss is very tight, then you just YOLO lah. If only like 10 pips or what, then you just enter lah. No lah, I mean, yeah, you have to YOLO because trading, you never know when you're going to lose what. Because you know how to count your stop loss already, you don't, that doesn't hurt what. Means like you know how much you're willing to lose. Like you're going to lose $500 and your stop loss is 50 pips. That means you can only put one lot, man. What 1982? If your stop loss below 100, that's like 70 pips lah. 1905. Ah, yeah. You got any question? You let me know lah. You just clean all your grid, your chart, the lines off first lah. Then you try this method. Then have any question? You let me know lah. Can. Alright.